The 2026 German Grand Prix at the Sachsenring is done and dusted, and as many expected, Marc Marquez once again dominated. But behind his 10th victory at this track, there was drama, disappointment, and honest admissions from riders that paint a fascinating picture heading into the summer break. Marquez started from pole position and led from start to finish, securing a maximum 37 points after also winning Saturday's sprint race. This marked his 102nd MotoGP victory and completed a remarkable comeback in the standings after he trailed by more than 100 points following the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello. But this weekend wasn't just about Marquez. Some riders crashed, others fought back, some were left frustrated, and a few are starting to believe they're genuine title contenders. Let's take a look at what every rider had to say. Marc Marquez didn't hide his happiness. After his dominant victory in the main race, he said, "Yeah, I'm really happy. It's been a special weekend and I was very focused because, as I said on Thursday, if I want to have a chance of winning the championship, I have to attack at this circuit." This victory was his third of the season and moves him up to third in the standings, just 18 points behind championship leader Jorge Martin. Marquez completed a perfect weekend pole position, sprint win, and victory in the main race. But behind his dominance, Marquez admitted he's still not comfortable with his Desmosedici GP26 machine. "We won, but I genuinely wasn't comfortable. We made some changes for the sprint that perhaps didn't help, but the track temperature was also higher." He even said he doesn't understand anything about the current title battle, but he keeps attacking on circuits where he feels at home and managing things on the more difficult tracks. Victory at the Sachsenring. A track with the highest number of left-hand corners is proof that Marquez remains the king of the Sachsenring. On the other side of the paddock, Jorge Martin, the championship leader, gave a very different account. Despite maintaining his position at the top of the standings with a 14-point lead over Ogura, he was far from optimistic. Martin could only manage 5th place, 11.372 seconds behind Marquez, and just 0.123 seconds ahead of Francesco Bagnaia. He admitted that his current form isn't enough to hold onto his advantage. "I might be leading now, but if I keep putting in performances like this, I won't stay at the top for long." Martin explained that he's lost speed in recent races. "I started the season really well and was happy to lead the championship, but right now I need to get my speed back, because if I keep racing like this, I won't stay at the top for long. I know I can do better." He also admitted his rear tire was completely worn out and he couldn't push any harder. "From the first lap, I was trying to manage the tire. The front was a bit better, but the rear was completely gone. I had no grip left. I thought I was competitive for the first 12 laps, but then the tire started to drop off." Martin stated that his team needs to work hard during the summer break to find solutions. Francesco Bagnaia had a very difficult weekend at the Sachsenring. He only qualified 11th and finished 6th, 11.495 seconds behind his teammate Marc Marquez. Bagnaia admitted he's still struggling with rear grip issues that have plagued him all season. "My problem from the start of the season has been rear tire grip. I'm at 0, absolutely 0. I feel like I'm on ice. I feel like I'm doing flat track racing." He explained he's still experiencing the same issues as in the opening races. "I don't have any rear grip. I can't use the rear tire to turn the bike and accelerate. The only Ducati rider with the same problem as me is Alex. He had the same issue before Jerez, and then they sorted it out. So I'm really hoping this summer break will help the team understand what to do." Regarding his battle with Jorge Martin at the end of the race, Bagnaia said he wasn't close enough to make a pass. "I could see he was struggling with the front, and I was struggling with the rear, so it evened out in terms of lap times. I tried one move at turn 11 where he was faster than me, but I wasn't close enough. I'd probably have had to take too much risk to overtake him. Causing a crash isn't a good idea." Bagnaia ends the first half of the season with a bitter taste. "I need the summer break, but I'm not starting it happy because I know what I can do and what we can't do, and that's a bit frustrating." He heads into the summer break 65 points off the championship lead in 8th place, still without a Sunday victory this season, having only won one sprint race. One of the most impressive stories from the German GP came from Ogura. The Japanese rider from Trackhouse Aprilia finished 2nd, Just 1.996 seconds behind Marquez, Ogura moved up to second in the standings, only 14 points behind Jorge Martin. This was his third consecutive Sunday podium. When asked if he's a genuine title contender, Ogura answered bluntly, of course, we're in a good position in the championship and we're able to be very strong. He admitted this weekend went better than he'd expected. I'm really happy with today. Honestly, Sunday went better than I expected. I think we can be really pleased with the podium in second place. Ogura managed to overtake his teammate Raul Fernandez in the closing laps to grab second place. This is proof that he's not just a fast rider, but also has the racecraft to attack at the right moment. With 10 out of 10 for the first half of the season, Ogura is now a serious threat to Martin in the title fight. Raul Fernandez completed the podium with third place, giving Trackhouse their second consecutive double podium. Fernandez admitted he was genuinely surprised by his achievement. Yeah, I'm really happy, really happy. Honestly, I never imagined I'd be on the podium here at the Sachsenring, especially in MotoGP, because this is Marquez's circuit. So yeah, I'm really happy. What makes this achievement even more impressive is his physical condition. Fernandez revealed he'd been struggling with a serious back problem on Friday. I'm really happy, and I want to thank the medical center because yesterday in FP2, I had a sudden movement on the bike that locked up my whole back, and even this morning I couldn't move properly. He also admitted the team had got a bit lost between electronics and tire issues. We got lost between electronics and tire problems. I almost forgot how to ride a MotoGP bike again, but my team really helped me out. This third podium is proof of Fernandez's resilience and the growing competitiveness of the Aprilia Trackhouse machine. Pedro Acosta provided another inspiring story from the German GP just 12 days after undergoing carpal tunnel syndrome surgery on his hand. He finished fourth. Acosta himself was surprised by his performance. I'm really happy. This might surprise everyone, seeing us fighting close to the podium in inverted commas. He explained his strategy. We struggled all weekend, and today we managed to finish in the top 4. The strategy was to attack for the first 10 to 12 laps and then see how the tire reacted. I was a bit surprised because the tire wear came later than expected, and we were competitive enough until lap 17. Acosta admitted the last 10 laps felt like riding on ice. Until lap 20, I was more or less enjoying the race. The last 10 laps, though, were a disaster. It felt like riding on ice, just trying not to overheat the tire and holding on until the checkered flag. Most importantly, his hand wasn't an issue. My hand is fine. I could feel my fingers throughout the race. Now it's time to rest a bit, get the stitches out, and enjoy the summer. Acosta added 13 points to his tally and remained 7th in the standings as the leading KTM rider. Alex Marquez started the race perfectly. He slotted straight into second place behind his brother Marc, but his hopes were dashed on lap 9 when he lost the front end at turn 13 and crashed out. Alex admitted that overconfidence was a factor in his crash. Maybe I was too confident. He explained that his physical limitations made him too rigid on the bike. I don't really know what happened in the crash. Maybe I was too confident. My physical limitations made me too stiff on the bike, which contributed to my crash at the long left-hander leading onto the start/finish straight. Alex was racing with a special livery inspired by Sede Gibernau's victory at the 2003 German GP. Unfortunately, he couldn't repeat Gibernau's success. This was a blow for Alex, who had just returned to his best form after his injury in Catalunya. However, he did manage second place in Saturday's sprint, proof that he's still competitive. Fabio Di Giannantonio had a weekend he'll want to forget quickly. He crashed twice, once in morning warm-up and again in the main race. What made it frustrating was that he didn't know why the race crash happened. We're still trying to understand what actually happened, because we looked at the data and it's exactly the same as the lap before. Exactly the same, everything suspension, speed, lean angle, throttle, so it's a bit strange. He added with a resigned tone, but it's also part of the game. Sometimes you crash and you don't really know why, and it's a mix of things. This is my first Grand Prix mistake of the year. Statistically, it had to happen. Di Giannantonio stood by his decision to use the 2026 Ducati rear aerodynamics despite crashing in warm-up. We've had a really good bike since yesterday, so we thought it probably wasn't a big gamble to try it in warm-up. If we thought it wasn't the right thing to do, we could have gone back and still had a potential podium bike. As a result of the crash, his streak of 17 Grand Prix finishes came to an end and he dropped to 5th in the standings. Marco Bezzecchi couldn't take part in the main race after a nasty crash in Saturday's Q2 qualifying session. He suffered a broken left collarbone and had to return to Italy immediately for surgery. As a result, he dropped from 2nd to 4th in the standings. When he'll return and how fit he'll be remains uncertain. This is a devastating blow for Bezzecchi, who started the season with 3 wins in the opening 3 rounds. The factory Aprilia team also faced other problems. For the 3rd consecutive weekend, the factory squad was outperformed by their own satellite team, Trackhouse Racing. Jorge Martin may have extended his championship lead, but it looks like an anomaly given his lack of pace in recent rounds. The 2026 German GP brought the first half of the MotoGP season to a close with unforgettable drama. Marc Marquez is back on the winning trail and has cut the gap to 18 points off the championship lead. Ogura has emerged as a genuine title contender. Jorge Martin leads the standings but is in panic mode. Francesco Bagnaia heads into the summer break with a bitter taste. Pedro Acosta proved that surgery won't stop him. Alex Marquez and Fabio Di Gianantonio will have to reflect on their mistakes. Current standings: Jorge Martin leads by 14 points over Ogura, with Marc Marquez just 18 points off the top. The top 5 riders are now separated by just 24 points. The summer break will be a crucial moment. Marquez will cut his holiday short to focus on physical recovery. Bagnaia is hoping Ducati find a solution to his rear grip issues. Martin is hoping to rediscover his speed, and Bezzecchi is hoping to recover in time for Silverstone. One thing is certain: the second half of the 2026 season is shaping up to be one of the most compelling in MotoGP history. See you at Silverstone.